Hello. Today we're going to discuss a very important issue of any framework. This is relative sizing, and it became very important recently. As you know, in the previous year, the number of mobile users of Google exceeds number of desktop users, and definitely it is true right now. and FrameOS has one very, I can't call it a mistake, but it behaves, in my opinion, not as it's supposed to when it is set inside these two images. And I will explain on the real example. And first of all, this is a real website, and I'm going to take the approach that we choose to implement, and it has the least number of bugs, but still some bugs exist, and I will explain why. But first of all, so you can see this advertisement, and if we reload and if we scale it, sometimes on resizing, and this is a bug because it happens because Angular material has this panel, sliding panels, and they disappear not immediately, but iframe, which contains a framework widget, it already starts rendering itself before those panels are hidden. But that's a small issue. I don't think so that anybody except developer resizing their screen during site, and this is very HK, so it's in my opinion it's negligible. And there are two views, and so all this animation I will explain how we did it, but particularly I would like to show how this is what we implemented. This is a way to implement sizing. Probably I suspect that there is a better way, and if somebody will be able to find a better, so please comment under the video, and I would be interested to see. Okay, this is how it behaves, and when the user clicks, it will come to advertisee website to order a table. We have several images. First of all, there's 3 images, and we need to scale them. If we scale window width, and in addition here on the first menu, our background is also image, and probably it is possible to just draw this one in SVG and use background color. I just was too lazy to do it, so it is a background, but still you cannot avoid scaling of images. And as you know, and probably Svetlana explained it in details, that now inside of this famous new engine and framework, there are 3 sizing modes. First of all, it's absolute, and when you specify width of your element in pixels, this is how CSS does it. And another one is relative, and then you need to provide percentage, or I guess from 0 to 1. Yeah, I guess from 0 any value, but it's easy to see. So if our advertisement didn't have any images, I would just specify that size mode is going to be relative by width and relative by height, and I wouldn't have any issues with this. But it doesn't work with their relative sizes. And let me finish. The third one is differential. And this is when you need to provide any additional. Differential, it works in combination with relative. Suppose you want, it's definitely cannot be when your relative size is 1, because you cannot add any pixels when it takes 100%. But suppose you need to be width of half a screen and plus 10 pixels, then you specify relative and differential, and your real rendered width or height will be sum of those values. So this approach doesn't work. Relative approach doesn't work on images, and specifically with this panel, it doesn't work well even without images. So you need to come up with some kind of another idea. And what we did, this is. Let's come to the application itself, not to be distracted. What we did here is when we have an state property, it's called scale, and as you know, this scale is actually located inside states. So let me get you familiar about the structure, application structure. So we have Shako. This is our front element, and we have two. Okay, this is Shako. And no, we have several, and the main this is location. This is another view, and location in turn it is further splitted for this different location, and I will explain how everything works. But we use this scale state property in order to scale the root element, and inside the behavior we have size change event, and inside any event you can inject famous node, and this is recommended approach how to get window widths, because how we usually do is it's still possible to do here, you just windows inner height, but in that way you directly query the DOM, and the developers of famous framework, they strictly advise not to, because it doesn't. So it makes the application very slowly. So it's always better to use famous node, and as it's not hard to guess that if you get size, it provided element, and one of the element is width and height, and you can see that I set immediately this W and H state value, and they will be moved forward to the children, in this case to location, because we need to provide any sizes to the children from our root node. But before this, I want to know, because I want maximum width of this element to be 960, and in this case I can set a ratio so first of all, if it is larger than 960, I don't want to scale at all. And yeah, here you can see the part of the first view, but when we include it inside iframe, it will be hidden. So just don't pay attention to it. And in this case, I don't want to scale at all, so our ratio will be 1. But if I scale to this one, I want to scale, and I want to scale in proportion to the maximum width of 960. And I set a ratio, and our ratio, it will be a scale element. And the scale element will be computed, first of all, if it is width is less than 960. Then all these 3 elements we pass to children element relative to the root. In this case, it is a location. So if we open locations, as you know, and you need to so my tutorial is some kind of add-on, so they do not I intentionally not to go to details because all details will be explained by Svetlana's tutorial. I don't want to repeat. And in order to pass this event inside of event, you need to provide inside public still behavior, and you can see this is a feature of bad design, because such a long behavior, for me this is just a hint that we need to further split, and yeah, probably we need to do it, but it was some kind of time constraint, and we need to finish this advertisement as fast as possible, but this is a mistake. Rule of thumb, whenever you need to scroll, I would say to screen, split it. Of course, split it if and only if it is some kind of logically it has some kind of logical separation. In this case, it's definitely so. If you clone our repository from a GitHub, so there's a disclaimer that this is a bad design, but I just want to repeat and show that nobody sinless, but please notice that it's not the best design. Inside an event, inside public, I provide 2 elements. I guess I do not provide height, because if we know the width and I know the ratio between width and height, I compute here the height, because the ratio will be always the same. You know, we do not skew images in any case. Okay. So we have provide width and scale, and again, from Svetlana's tutorial, you probably know that the setters, it means that when this value will be provided, I would like to get this value with payload and immediately set my own state value of W, and the same with scale. And then inside of style, because images, scaling of images, if you do not provide this value is in style, it just doesn't work. But because you are free to use function for any properties, I can very easily to use style not a static function but rather inject scale, and I'm getting width and scale. And first of all, I just want to know if it is more than 960. My width will be 960, so my image is going to be 1/3 of the screen. And here's the coefficient of ratio between width and height, and it's probably should be also injected from state. This is another mistake. So because in this case it's 0625, but and if I need to change it, I need to change it in many places. Another disclaimer, so please forgive us any mistakes inside the design. But you got the idea that if you don't have images, use relative sizing. If you have images, this relative sizing doesn't work. So if you include image in the element and you want to scale it, you have to provide it inside styles. So in this case, you need to compute the scale, usually doing the root. If you have only one level of hierarchy, then I would do it with public and providing this event with public. So whenever I have location inside of my parent, you can see that I just provide my value that, and you know that identity. This is the same like injecting W from my state and returning it. And you know that if value is the same, we can omit name. So I can type W like this, but in case the name names are the same, I can omit it. And so my syntactic sugar is more sweet. And you can pass it. If you have like multi-level hierarchy, it probably would be better to do with broadcasting and listening inside child, because if you broadcast from the root, any element, not only direct child can listen to this event. In comparison with public and providing this event in this way. That's it. So thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions or any suggestion, I would be glad to discuss with you in comments. Thank you. Bye.